This poker tournament had everything. Massive pots, huge bluffs, slow rolls, needles, and over $250,000 up top. When I first registered, I was prepared for a lot, if not all of what I just said, but I never could have prepared for what was eventually about to happen. So I'm at the airport again. Kind of a weird feeling. I feel like I practically live here at this point, but this time I'm going to a very special tournament. I'm very excited about it. It's a $600 buy-in, $2 million guarantee, and the thing that makes this tournament really special is that there are going to be multiple day one flights at 2 different casinos. So the first day one flights are at National Harbor, which is where we're going right now. The second round of day one flights are at Borgata, which is where we're going to go 2 days from now. So hoping I won't need to play the Borgata flights, but worst case scenario, might be playing the same poker tournament at 2 different casinos. Wild. Never been done before. Very exciting. Dare I say we're probably just gonna bag chip lead? That's right, this was one poker tournament spread out between 2 different casinos. If you bagged at National Harbor, you'd go straight to play at Borgata on day 2, but only the best players from each casino would make it through. And I was looking to be one of them. So of course, that meant that I was looking to maximize my chances of making it through to that day 2 at the Borgata, which meant that I had to start playing at National Harbor. Okay, just landed in Washington, D.C. Very exciting. I'm like 30 minutes away from MGM National Harbor. I am really hoping that the sushi place is open. That's like the first thing on my mind. I'm like, screw this tournament, I'm getting the sushi first. It's necessary. We do have really weird hours though, so it's like 50-50. I do have plan B though, just in case it's closed. A bit of a controversial take though, I will say. I'm going to get some deviled eggs from the sports book. They're so good though, I swear. I was a little bit sad to leave Chicago because I was leaving in like the most beautiful fall weather. Well, I come here and it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, good thing I'm gonna be spending the next 7 days inside in a casino. Okay, so I'm being a little bit sarcastic because with this beautiful of weather happening at National Harbor, yeah, I'd kind of like to be outside. But the reality is that this is my favorite casino for a reason. The action here is insane. So in a way, I'm also pretty thrilled that I'm not outside because that just means I get to play more poker. It's the next day. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, I passed the hell out. I hit that bed and it was GG's for me last night. I didn't even play cash, which I never do. Because on a Friday, it's like so good at MGM National Harbor. I like never miss that, but I should tell you how tired I was. Either way, today, hopefully the only thing I'm tired of is the bullshit. Just kidding. Anyway, we are max late regging the $600 Lions of the Atlantic tournament. It's gonna be a great chance to make a whole lot of money because this thing has a $2 million guarantee. I'm very excited. Let's take our seat. That's right, a $600 buy-in and a $2 million guarantee on this tournament. Seems too good to be true, but the catch is that you're gonna have to get through thousands of players in order to take this one down. So naturally, what that means is that you want as big of a stack as you can possibly get going into day 2. I meet up with my friend Alex, who has this delusion that she's gonna bag more chips than me. By the way, Alex is in town too. She's also gonna play the 600. Alex, how many chips are we gonna bag today?
I think I'm gonna bag 50 big blinds.
How many chips am I gonna bag?
49.
She thinks she's slick.
We're the 49ers. She's gonna be a Niners fan by the
I'm a Bears fan, bro. Maybe Eagles. I would have given you grace with the Eagles. Only 8% of the field bags too, by the way. Top 12.5% get paid. 8% of the field bags. So we're gonna try to make it to Borgata.
Hell yeah. We got this.
We're going either way.
Yeah.
Because we're going to either bag here or there.
One of the ways we're gonna bag, for sure. It would be sick to bag here and then also
bag
double
there.
bag there.
Yeah, min cash is $1,200, so that'd be kind of sexy.
Get both the buy-ins back. Feel good about ourselves.
Both the buy-ins.
Well, we've
Damn,
done once and then twice.
I know, but that's funny. It's a funny way to say it. Okay, we're getting our seat. Let's go. Woo! I take my seat with 30,000 chips in my starting stack. Now, that might seem like a lot, but one thing that I did forget to mention was that we max late regged. So in actuality, we have 15 big blinds. And after the blinds go around a couple times, we have less than 15 big blinds. Hopefully that will explain this next hand. The blinds are 1K, 2K, and a player who, again, I have no information about, I just sat down, opens to 4,000, folds around to me in the small blind, and I jam 17,500 chips before the big blind folds and the hijack unfortunately makes the call. Hopefully we're flipping. I have my lucky number. Is that queens? Uh-oh, I need a 3. Uh-oh. 3. Nice hand. GG's. Out in one hand. That's the way life goes, especially when you're max late regging. But we're gonna hop in some cash, try to make some of that back. It would be a good day if we can spin this up. So day's not over till it's over. There is a bit of a wait list too, which normally I don't like, but at MGM National Harbor, that means the game is good. So the longer the wait list, the more it's gonna pay off. That's my philosophy. Good luck us. The bad news is I was out of the tournament. But again, you guys, the action at National Harbor is so insane that when you bust a tournament, you're not even that sad about it because it means that you can go play cash. And play cash I did, because for the rest of the day, I spent grinding. And for the rest of the day, I mean about 3 hours. The ROI is so good here. And ended up leaving with a profit of over $1,000. Easy game. But the next day, our number one priority, again, was bagging this tournament. So we come back looking for a little vengeance. Okay, we're back. It's day 1F of the $600 Lions of the Atlantic tournament. Yesterday, we played one hand because we maxed late reg, but today we're hopping in a bit earlier. It's level 5 this time, so we're gonna try to get in the mix, play some hands, see some poker action. And funny enough, yesterday we were alternate 78 as well. Today, we're gonna make something happen more than yesterday. I don't know if that makes sense. We're trying to get rid of that bad juju. We've already washed it out on alternate 78, but we're coming back for a vengeance today, so let's go. We're hopping in a lot earlier this time, thank God. Max late regs can be really profitable because if you think about it from an hourly perspective, you're the closest to cashing, so you can technically make the most per hour that way. But there's also just something really fun about enjoying the tournament and getting to play these pots that aren't just all in or fold. So yeah, today we're hopping in a little bit earlier when the blinds are 300, 600. Again, the starting stack is 30,000, but we're looking to play for a whole lot more in the very first hand. But it looks like we're gonna be denied because when the hijack raises, just like last time, and we 3-bet from the cutoff, he just folds. Unlucky. But then we pick up jacks again. And again, the hijack raises to 2,000 this time. The cutoff calls, and this time I'm in the big blind, so I actually go all in here and both people fold. No, what is happening? Then I go on to play a hand where I pick up pocket jacks again. What is going on? But all things considered, this is the best time that I could have gotten them because the blinds have actually gone up. So when that pesky hijack raises one more time, I go all in from the small blind, hoping to get some action. I mean, I've literally been all in 3 times now, so you'd think I would be perceived as pretty light, even though I've had jacks all 3 times. But anyway, it seems like my opponent thought the same thing because he pretty quickly calls with pocket 7s. The strategy now is pretty simple. Dodge a 7. The flop comes ace 8-8, the turn comes a 3, and the river gives him a full house. Well, it does give him a full house because it's the third 8. I obviously have the better one, so we managed to double up, finally, with everyone's least favorite hand. I just remember thinking to myself after this hand, finally, and especially too, because now I actually have chips to play with, so I don't need to be going all in as much from out of position. In this next hand, I'm under the gun with ace 9 of hearts. I raise to 2,000 because again, we're at the 1,000 big blind level now, and both the small blind and the big blind make the call. The flop is actually a pretty interesting one. It's 7, 8, 10 rainbow. Small blind checks, big blind checks, and I bet 4,500, which in hindsight, I think is a little bit small if I'm going to be betting this board, but in game, that's what I did. And only the small blind makes the call before the big blind folds. The turn comes the king of clubs, and if I'm gonna double barrel, this is actually a pretty good card for me to do it on. The reasoning is simple. I have a lot more king X than my opponent, and if he has any one pair type hand, he's really gonna hate to see a double barrel here. Not to mention, I have so much equity that if I do get called, I'm not dead on the river. Either way, all I gotta say is, of course I'm betting this turn. So when the small blind checks to me, I bet 9,000 this time, and the small blind lets it go. I love having chips, man. I'm telling you. You can't play battle pots like this when you don't have any chips. But anyway, bit of a slow start into 600. Couldn't really get much going. I mean, I did get a double, but it was after, you know, folding for like an hour and 20 minutes, but that's how it goes sometimes. We're still in, and we do have some big blinds to work with. I mean, as the blinds go up, we're gonna get a little bit shorter, but the structure is quick, man. The good news is if it doesn't happen today, I'll be able to fire again at Borgata. Bad news is I'll have to be spending more money to do so. So I'm really gonna try to get it done today. I have a good table, I got some action, so let's just try to make a hand and we'll cheers. I mean, it's true. Before that double up with pocket jacks, I couldn't get anything going. But now that I have more chips, it seems like my value hands are getting paid off and my bluffs are working. And that's always a good thing that you love to see when you're as bluff happy as I am. But in this next hand, I'm not bluffing. We're at the 1500 big blind level now, and I have queen 3 in the big blind. Not really loving that hand. So when the low jack limps, the high jack limps, and the small blind does as well, I think I have a pretty clear check here. However, it's kind of funny because then I flop 2-pair, and I'm telling you, there's nothing like flopping 2-pair in a limped pot. In a way, it's kind of exciting because I have a hand that never would have seen a flop had someone raised. But on the other hand, it's kind of tilting because no one raised, so the pot is kind of small. I mean, I guess my one saving grace in this instance is that there's so many effing limpers that the pot is actually kind of decently sized. But I mean, God, it's a rainbow board. Like, what am I gonna get called with? So I can't really bloat it now, can I? I don't know. Limping ranges are so weird. Either way, the small blind checks to me and I choose to check, but then I get kind of nervous because the low jack checks and I'm expecting this to kind of check through. But thank God the high jack does not check. He bets 3,000, which gets the small blind out of the way before I call and the low jack folds as well. The turn is another queen, which is kind of a good card, kind of a bad card for me, because if you think about it, if he has another queen, he's going to bet again. So I obviously have a pretty clear check here, but then when he bets, I don't know how much queen X he has that can call if I raise. So I just call the 5K bet and we see a river, which is the 10 of clubs. The logic here is pretty simple. If my opponent's bluffing, want to keep those at play, and if he has a queen, he's betting always, and I can just raise the river. So I check with devious intentions, but the hijack checks back. So smart. Yeah, I couldn't do much disguising there. Oh, they put the numbers out. Who's bagging? All right, let's see. I gotta use my camera. I can't see that far. 24. Okay, cool. 24 people are gonna make it to day 2. But we have 84 people left, so I have a lot of work to do before I can get to that point. Okay, we're back. It's the second break of the day. I have like 16 big blinds. Alex has like 24. And we also have drinks now. Let's go. Oh, and snacks. We had a very productive break, actually. Now hopefully we have a productive next couple levels. 30 seconds left. Let's go. We got this. Bag incoming. Yeah, the problem is with finding a bag when you're card dead is that it's really hard to pick up chips because you're not getting many playable hands. But at least if we're gonna die, we're gonna die together because then Alex gets moved to my table. No freaking way. I was wondering why your table didn't break.
I ain't playing it.
Yes, you guys, we got a double for sure now. Yes. He promised me one, didn't give me one. She's definitely gonna give me one, not by choice. Cheers, Alex. Okay, realistically, she's probably not going to be the one to give me a double. I mean, she doesn't have that many chips either, so if she was going to call off my jam, she probably has a better hand than me. There's no other way to put it. But our relationship, if you haven't noticed by now, is pretty ridiculous. So is always, you know, we're just needling each other, going back and forth. It's all friendly. She doesn't care. But one thing she does care about is in this next clip. Now, for context, Alex has been running down bad horrendous, okay? She has been really running into quads a lot recently, and apparently other people have started to notice.
Didn't Alex just lose like aces into quad eights?
Did you hear that? He goes, didn't Alex just lose aces into quad eights?
No, just it, right?
Alex, your reputation precedes you.
Yeah, I
What can you do? Like,
I mean, nothing. I was all in pre.
I know.
Was not prepared for him to, hit the only 2 aces in the deck.
I was losing my mind. It's just so funny. I mean, you guys literally don't understand. She had been bitching about this forever. okay? I had to listen to that rant for like 2 hours yesterday, and I don't blame her. I mean, aces into eights, runner quads, that's gonna sting. And given that the next hand that I pick up actually is pocket aces, I was 100% convinced that karma was gonna have its way with me. Just wait. The blinds are 2K, 4K, and the small blind limps before I look down, as I said, at pocket aces. I make it 12,000 to go, and the small blind makes the call before we go heads up to a flop of 7, 8, 9 rainbow. That sucks. So when the small blind checks to me, I actually check this one back. And if the flop wasn't bad, the turn is literally the worst in the deck. It's a 10. This is absolutely penance for roasting Alex about this, I'm telling you. But the small blind checks once again, so I check it behind, and the river is a 6. Wouldn't you know it? Straight on the board, and my opponent checks to me. I think about trying to push him off of this, but if I really had a jack, I probably would have bet the turn. So I don't even bother. I check behind, and yeah, sure enough, we chop. But it's sick as hell though, because my opponent has 9, 10 of diamonds, so he actually turned 2 pair, which would have cracked my aces had that 6 not come on the river. I probably owe the poker gods for that one. What should I sacrifice? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, in all seriousness, that last hand I really thought was going to be a great opportunity for me to get a double up. However, obviously, as you can tell, that is not what ended up happening. So I'm still pretty short, and I'm still really looking for that double. So when I look down at ace jack offsuit, I mean, it's not aces, but it can definitely beat a lot of what would qualify jammed. So I go all in, not even mad at the fact that I might just take down the big blinds. I mean, they're getting really expensive, y'all. But then it folds around to Alex, who starts tanking. All right, Alex, this is your moment. I'll give you the signal. She's a decision.
I just don't run well. I'm just not willing to get sucked out on. Specifically. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, she don't. I mean, to be fair, I don't think she's holding like ace queen or ace king, but in general, even if we were like flipping and she had like pocket tens, I just kind of know I'm gonna win it versus her, because statistically, I'm really good at flips. Well, mostly versus Alex, but anyway, on to the next. Bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Bye. Uh-oh. Bye. Unfortunately, they move my little cash cow away from me, and the blinds go up as well, so things are getting expensive. I'm folding and looking for spots to double up, but the second I get a playable hand or a jammable hand, it's like raise, 3-bet. I mean, you know how it goes, but really, there was nothing going for me. Just completely dead. Alex busts from her old table, and pretty quickly, my table breaks, 10 people away from the money. Breaking tables, got a new table. Let's see what we can make happen at the new table. Good luck, guys. Funny enough though, I actually go and take Alex's seat. When I sit down, the guys are asking me, yo, do you want to avenge your friend Alex? She just busted from that exact seat. I mean, I'd love a double. Yeah, I mean, dead, right? Like, but I wouldn't really say I'm out for vengeance. Yeah, I am. Ride or die, girl. I got your back. And things are looking up, because at my new table, I finally see a good spot to double, potentially, hopefully. I'm in the big blind with ace-8 suited. A late position player opens to 13,000, and I go all in from the big blind only to get snap called. Uh-oh, this does not bode well for me, unfortunately. Yeah, he's got ace queen, so we need to hit some diamonds or an 8. ASAP. Uh-oh, I need some help.
Suited.
GG's. Kinda heartbreaking to lose that one. We were literally 11 people off the money, and I busted 35th. What's worse too is that there are no more starting flights at National Harbor, so I'm gonna have to bring it on over to Borgata if I want any chance at that $2 million guaranteed prize pool. Damn, well, couldn't get it done, unfortunately. That's what happens when you get a little bit short stacked. Oftentimes you're gonna be dominated, but sometimes you manage to find a way to win. Not in the cards for me today, but that's okay because we have 2 more chances at Borgata. Hopefully we can take it down there. And then this National Harbor though. Action's so good here. Anyway, the drive from MGM National Harbor to Borgata isn't that far, but the problem is that Alex has this janky GPS that is taking us on these crazy back roads. I mean, yeah, it was ridiculous. What should have been like a 2.5, 3-hour drive turned into a 5-hour road trip with the craziest. I mean, we were passing through some wild cities, I'm telling you. Okay, I literally just had to do a little bit of an update because we are currently driving to the Borgata for the remaining 7 flights of this. It's me and Alex. Alex is driving right now, and we have legitimately been driving for like 2 hours, and we're at the point where we're in such off-roads, no idea where we are, absolutely no clue. We just saw a fucking carriage, horse-drawn carriage, mind you, cross the road in front of us. I go, where the fuck are we? We in Amish country! Let's go! Borgata, we're coming for you. Let's go!
We might come on a horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah.
Don't make it in the car, but
Oh my god! Where the fuck
how the
are
fuck
we?
did we end up here?
It's making me hungry. They have really good monkey bread, to be honest with you.
I have her and donuts. Ooh, the donuts are nice too.
Especially in the fall.
Yeah.
Apple cider
Yes!
donuts! Dude, I love Amish country.
Brown
Yes.
sugar cinnamon. Oh my god.
Too good. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
We'll go knock on some door.
We're making a pit stop. BRB. It's actually the most tilting thing in the world to pass Amish country and not get anything. But the good news is that we're at the Borgata fighting for our share of, again, $2 million. Dealer one time. Okay, we're at the Borgata and we are back to play the $600 tournament. We got our ticket here, a little wet, but we are so excited to play today. I think this tournament is going to have a lot of money in the prize pool. It's crazy value too, if you catch my drift. Yeah, all good things. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going and finally bag a big stack. It's gonna be tough. Only 8% of the field bags, but I think we can do it. So let's get in there. As much as I really wanted this tournament to go well, it wasn't. And honestly, through no fault of my own. We have no chips, but we do have an acai bowl. Hopefully we can have chips again soon too. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, I would explain it more, but that's kind of it. I mean, I was seriously so unbelievably card dead. It reminded me of my National Harbor tournament. At this point, even though I wish it wasn't the case, I have 15,000 chips at the 3K big blind. That's horrendous. So yeah, I'm kind of all in a lot, especially in early positions when I'm, you know, approaching the blinds. They're really expensive and I don't have a lot of chips, so we're running equity here. But soon enough, even though that original jam got through, I was gonna have to pay the blinds, so that was really only gonna pay for about one more orbit. Unless, of course, in this next hand, literally the very next hand, the cutoff raises, the button calls, and then the small blind calls before I look down at ace 10, which, off of how many big blinds I had, is the nuts, and go all in. To be honest, I'm expecting to get called here, y'all. But the reality is that I need chips, and this seems like a really good spot in the rare chance that I do get folds to pick up a lot of chips. Surprisingly, the cutoff folds, and so does the button, before the small blind calls. I mean, again, I was expecting getting action, but not from the small blind. Interesting. Anyway, he has pocket 7, so we're actually flipping here, but the flop comes ace jack deuce, so we completely outflop him before the turn is a king and the river is a 6. Let's go, we will take that. After that last hand, I have some chips, but still not a ton. So in this next hand, when it folds to me in the cutoff and I look down at pocket jacks again, I go all in and it folds around to the big blind who takes his time before making the call. And what's hilarious is that it's actually for less chips than me. Didn't think that I was gonna be in the position to knock out someone, especially given that but here we are. And we are looking pretty because he has pocket 9s. And the board comes king, queen, 10, which means his 9 is completely dead now, as that would give me a straight. And for his straight, he's gonna need a jack, which I happen to have 2 of. So that's gonna be pretty difficult. No, impossible, because the turn comes a king. So even if the jack comes now, it won't mean anything. I was a little bit surprised to see him tank that long in the big blind though, but the closer we get to the money, the more difficult of a decision that becomes. So in a way, I do kind of get it. Now, having your opponent's drawing that slim is nice, but it's not always the case. Like in this next hand, I have ace king offsuit in middle position before raising to 6,000, and only the big blind makes the call. The flop comes queen 10-4, which is absolutely a board I can range bet on. So when the big blind checks to me, I bet 4,000 before the big blind raises to 12,000. Interesting. Now, you might think this is where the hand ends, but I still think I can have the best hand here a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time. Like if he has Jack 9, King Jack, things like that. Anyway, I make a little bit of an unintuitive call here. And admittedly, another thing going into my decision is my opponent's tendencies. He was a very aggressive player who likes to be in the mix and not always with the nuts, if you catch what I'm saying. Anyway, if you don't believe me, the turn comes a deuce and the big blind now checks after check raising me on the flop. I'm pretty sure I have the best hand now, but I also don't want to bloat this pot. So I check back and the river's an ace. Big blind checks to me once again, which means I'm 100% sure that I have the best hand now. So I bet 8,000, to which the big blind folds and shows Jack 5. Sorry, bro. Tough to bluff a station. Now, this next hand does happen pretty quickly, but I only keep it in to kind of give you a better idea of the type of player that I'm playing against in this next hand. The blinds are 2K, 4K, and this crazy guy that I'm kind of alluding to, you know, limps. And before you guys say, Abby, this is always aces, it's not. His VPIP was like 90%. So when I look down at King Queen offsuit on the button, I make it 10K and he makes the call, only for us to go heads up to a flop of Ace Jack 5 with 2 diamonds. And he checks before I say, no check.
No, why not? One check and...
Because that's a really good board for me.
I'm all in then. All in?
How much you got?
Close to 100, I think.
I bet 7,000 and the big blind jams for just about 150,000. I fold because I literally cannot call. And he says, okay, you got me this time.
I wanted to call.
Yeah? Let me see it then.
Diamonds. 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds for sure.
Nice hand. My point is, when this guy has equity, he's not going anywhere. However, this next hand is a little bit different because in this hand, this same guy on the button now limps, but I don't really have a raising hand in the big blind. I have queen 4, funny enough, of diamonds this time, but I choose to just check, which I instantly regret as the flop comes queen, queen 4. Talk about flopping it. So I say, I'm gonna check, but it's for deception, I'm warning you now. That's a little too honest of me, actually. Anyway, the button bets 12,000, and obviously I am not going anywhere. All right, call for some balance. And the turn is the 6 of diamonds. I check, and my opponent asks,
You have a flush draw?
there's no flush draw.
That's why.
My opponent checks behind. That sucks, as in prior hands, he had definitely, well, he'd been going for it. So what this means to me is that he pretty much has nothing. And in order to get any more value out of my opponent on the 5 of spades river, I think I'm gonna have to pretend like I have nothing too. I'm not always gonna have a queen when I float on flop, much less queen 4. So if I check on the river, what are the odds that he could stab trying to get my 4x to fold? For this guy, pretty high. So I check and the button says,
So you have a 4, right? 17. Calling with a 4 for 17,000.
you're tough to play against.
What?
I said, you're tough to play against. I never know what you have.
You want to see one?
I don't think I can. I think,
Let me see.
yeah, no, don't show me because I don't want your hand to be killed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
What happened?
right? Or no?
Brandy.
Oh, then yeah, show me one.
Regardless of what you do, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it to you. Unless you erase me. I don't know what I would do if you erase me.
Get out of here. This is my pot. 4 good, right?
Yeah, 4 is good.
Show the queen 4.
4 is good.
Is that queen 4?
He showed me.
No, just a 4, just a 4.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what's our other card? What do we think? Is it a queen? Did she flop it?
I'll tell y'all a little
check.
later.
For whatever reason,
sorry.
I don't think that she only had a 4. She will let us know, and you'll see that I was right. She had queen 4, but she wanted to show me the 4 because I called it the
I didn't check.
This is so interesting. I was debating not even showing the 4 because, I mean, clearly, I think just a 4 was the best hand, but it kind of keeps, you know, a little speculation in his head as to what I actually had. So I'll show the action player. F it, right? He's earned it. Anyway, back to the tournament. An early position player goes all in and it folds around to me in the big blind before I say, ooh, that's a sweat. Yeah, I'm gonna call.
She hear everything. That's it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call that one. So we find a way to pick up some chips right before my table breaks. And funny enough, just like in National Harbor, I'm actually moved to Alex's table again. This time though, she's still in. Alex, what table are you? Yeah, baby. Don't mind me. Okay, there are currently 60 people left, but 57 people made the money. We have some chips, not a lot, but some. Feeling okay. Gonna try to make the money here. It's like our fourth bullet, so that would be kind of sick. We're so close, but there's still a ton of room for error, especially because now. Okay, we are officially hand for hand, which means that if one more person busts, we lock up $1,200. Let's go. Rooting for it to not be us or Alex. She's short. This is a sweat. Soon enough, though. Okay, very good news. We are officially in the money. We have $1,200 locked up, and we are playing until 8% of the field. There's currently 56 people left, but we're playing until. What are we playing till?
We're playing to 37, I believe.
All right, we got a ways to go.
Ways to go, but
He always
you can
knows.
do it.
I believe in us.
I believe in Jesus.
Power of friendship.
Well, we don't even know each other. But
We know each other now. I'm Abby.
Abby, I'm happy.
Nice to meet you.
It's like for a podcast or something?
A vlog.
A vlog.
Yeah.
Well, you have the most entertaining player in poker by far.
Is that so?
If I
What are
was
your
just-
credentials?
Of entertainment?
Yes.
Insanity.
Yeah?
Like I am the most, like you could ask anybody about me. Anything can come out of my mouth at any given moment and I will entertain you.
Okay, all right. I'm rocking with that. Did Alex just jam on my big line? There's so much happening right now.
I did.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about this, but
Ooh, I hope I get a good hand. Ooh, I did not get a good hand. Actually, so fucking comical that Alex was all in on my big blind after that entire interaction. But fair enough. I mean, we're in the money now and there's no pay jumps until, we bag. So yeah, her incentive to go all in is significantly higher now. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, Alex has gone all in, busted, and soon enough, we're one person away from the bag, and I could not be more excited. Back with another update. We are one person away from bag. I'm really hoping we can get it done. We don't have a ton of chips, but we would come back to the 10K blind level, which would help a lot. So one more person, come on. We also get these really cool Borgata jerseys. I'll show them in a second. Yeah, I told myself I was gonna work really hard for one of those, so I'm really hoping I can win one. That'd be sick. I'm so close, I can feel it. Bagging this would make me so proud, and I have a chance to win even more chips on the stone bubble of bagging. Now, just as a reminder, we're in the money, so we are not hand for hand at this point. I look down at pocket nines from early position off of 15 big blinds. As the shortest stack in pretty much the tournament, I go all in, and very quickly I realize that another player has a decision.
How much is that, please?
Just about 200.
$338, $339, There's no need for that.
Floor.
It's gonna be the bubble in a minute. It doesn't make it. I have a big decision.
You've just been doing it several times already. I don't know what kind of decision it is. It's just because of the bubble.
I want to smoke a block.
It's bullshit.
5 seconds countdown. All in. 2 hours. All in.
Okay.
What the?
Dude, I'm telling you, he's tilting because of the
Oh my god.
it's very crazy.
You tank with kings?
Oh my god.
Bro, you're
That's nine.
That's
you're
fucked
up. You are so fucked up for your tank with kings.
It was 200. I ain't nothing to bet.
You have kings. You have kings. Bro, you deserve to lose the tournament.
Don't say that. You drank for free.
It doesn't matter. You had kings who tank for the bullshit.
Yeah, they're gonna
That's
talk to you.
bullshit, bro.
A min cash on the stone bubble of day 2. That sucked.
All right, players, listen up.